Hi there, Robin here, and in this video we're talking about Boss's MR800. This is their Marine 2-channel 800 watt power amplifier. What do we really get with this? Of course, we're going to get 2 channels in, 2 channels out as a great option to go with. But more importantly, and this is the big reason why a lot of people buy this, is it's bridgeable, and you can run all 800 watts into 2 subs. Big bonus on there. So if you've got 2 10-inch subs and you're thinking, I need an amplifier to make that work, you need a bridgeable with a crossover, and that's what's going to happen when you buy the MR800. It puts more power into those 2 channels than their next model up, which is called the MR1000. That's a 4-channel version, but each channel individually on that model carries less power. If you're trying to maximize your investment, I mean, how much am I going to spend for an amplifier and how much power am I actually going to get out the other end? This is one of the good ones to buy. So we're going to take a closer look at how you actually hook it up and all the features on it. So when you get the amplifier, it's going to come with this rubber boot on the whole thing. Now you do need to peel this off, and it's all just basically rubber clips. Take care in removing it, always the best way. It's got all these rubber caps on it, which are going to grab hold and cover everything up. When you get this off, you're going to reveal all the features of the unit. So we do have a filter mode, which means this is a tri-amp. I can either use it in a low pass. This is where I'm going to have it set up if I want to actually use my subwoofer mode on it. In the middle, it's full range, so this is going to handle everything from top to bottom. Or a high pass, which basically means it's going to handle from mid bass and higher. The 3 knobs right beside that are going to be my low pass filter, my crossover, so from 50 to 250 hertz, so I can adjust that. Then my next one's going to be my bass boost. So if I don't find I'm getting enough reaction out of the speaker, I can increase or decrease this. And this is like, cream and sugar in your coffee. You set that to where you like it, and you're getting best sound out of your subwoofer. The last knob is your input level control, which has a minimum maximum adjustment. Again, you're going to balance this off against your head unit or your other amplifier. At the very end, you get another switch. Now, this is nice. Not a lot of equipment comes with this unless you spend a lot of money. It's input sensitivity. There are some amplifiers that run at 5 volts for a current output on the RCA end. And I don't want to get too overly technical, but there are some that run on higher current levels, anywhere from 9 to 12 volts. So this allows for that adjustment. It's always defaulted on the high, which is a good place to start. But if you're finding you're not getting any response out of it, hit the switch or check the manual for your head unit. It will definitely tell you which way it's running. If it doesn't have any reference to sensitivity on the output of the head unit, it's normally a high setting. On this unit, you're going to have 2 ways to get a signal into the actual amplifier. You can use your RCAs right here. You get a red and white for channel 1 and channel 2. And you're also going to get this cap right here. Now, it's a 5-wire connection, and as I plug this in here, take care and caution putting this together, making sure you line it up properly. You'll know you got it right because it all lines up. Now, this is important. This one has 5 wires, not 4, because traditionally you think, okay, I've got a pair for the left and a pair for the right, but what's the extra wire? This is a grounding wire. This is to minimize any background noise that the actual unit will get. This grounds specifically for any humming or buzzing sounds that an amplifier may pick up because it's using a high current input lead. So it's important. This gets grounded somewhere on the boat or near the actual speakers, and then you go ahead and connect your left and right terminals onto here. There's one last connection at the far end. One of my favorite connections. It is a controller for your actual subwoofer. So when you plug these all in together, this is a 20-foot cable that comes included. You get to plug that into this guy right here. Now, remember, this is very important. Check the distance of your cable against the range from how far you're going to have the amplifier away from where you want to have the control box. You do not want to make this longer if you don't have to. But this allows you to increase and decrease, because some people say, oh, you've got too much bass on. I don't know why people would say that, but it happens. This allows you to increase and decrease the amount of level going to here. This adjusts the actual amplifier. This will then adjust from whatever you've set to here. So if I set this to 80%, this will go from 0 to 80 simply by controlling this knob. Very cool knob to have. And that covers all the features on this side here. Remember to reinstall your boot when you're all done. That's going to make sure that it's splash proof. Let's turn the unit around. So on the high current side, we've got 2 things going on. We've got speaker outputs, which is why they give you these 2 extra set of wires in the actual box. Allows you to connect these to your speakers, and then you can connect these and unconnect them as you wish from the actual unit. On the power side, again, we've got 3 tails of wire. We've got our grounding wire, negative on the battery, our red one, which is our positive, which also carries our inline fuse under here. And then you've got the remote connection, which is the one that goes to your head unit. That's the blue wire, and it's going to match up with the blue wire on the head unit. A couple of notes to take, especially on these wires here. They're recommending that, you can use an 8 gauge if the wire is less than 4 feet. If your wires are greater than 4 feet long, so they're going all the way to the battery, anywhere between 4 feet to 20 feet, you can use a 4 gauge wire to make the connection. Don't be fooled by the fact that this only looks like a 14 gauge wire. It's, that's okay for this length here to go into the amp, but it's definitely not what you want to run to the battery. Outside of that, it's no more complicated than that. Why do we have these instead of screw downs? This allows them to get a tighter seal, keeps all the actual circuit board inside the unit, nothing sticking out. Now, there's one additional thing they do give you in the box, and it's all these guys here. These have 4 rubber spacers in them. Now, these rubber spacers are good for 2 main reasons. If you're mounting it on a surface inside of a boat or a unit that has a slight curve to it, and you're trying to get it to attach properly without hitting that actual bodywork underneath, you can use these as spacers to bring the unit up. It's also a good idea simply for the fact that if you're worried about moisture or humidity getting in behind, this is going to allow air to pass through the actual amplifier behind and keep it nice and dry. They give you screws to do all the mounting, not just for the amplifier itself, but they also give you screws for your control box. And there you go. Those are all the actual overall external features to it. Again, 800 watts. I can either run it 2 channels at 400 watts. The unit is stable from 2 ohms to 8 ohms. So regardless, just do the math on your speaker package. Same thing with if I'm going to run it in bridge mode. If I'm going to run it in bridge mode, I can run it as low as 2 ohms, which is where I get 2 10-inch subwoofers off of this 1 amp. For the instruction manual, very well done. It's very pictorial and with full written description. So if you're not familiar with the amplifier wiring, instead of just having a written instruction, it shows you everything in great detail, which is a really good way to learn a lot about amplifiers because, well, you can see it done in a bunch of different configurations. Don't be afraid of it. They're very good. They're very easy to use and operate. They work on everything from your golf cart all the way to your pontoon boat. If you've got ATVs or quads or all-terrain vehicles and you're looking for an amplifier to put in there to run those speakers, that's a pretty nice amplifier to do it with. So there you go. That's everything you pretty much really need to know about this amplifier. It's reliable, it's good, which is very important. It is marine, like we talked about, and I trust the brand. Boss does a lot of great products. They tend not to cut corners just to reduce the price. They're doing a really good job with this model. Well, I hope you found this video useful today and helped you in your buying decision. Maybe we'll see you in the next video. I'd like to say thanks for watching and bye for now.